And affirmations, they can be positive or negative. So when you say, I can't do this, you're affirming to yourself
Right.
that you are not going to be able to accomplish this goal, right?
That's on everything. That's on everything. If you want the latest news and the greatest views, tune into the Central Podcast, the one of my favorite crews. Because the entrepreneurs who grew up together, now they created this show to make the community better. Speaking on being leaders, strong husbands and fathers, role models for our sons and our daughters, to business ownership. Like forget a building, you could own the strip. The squad holding it down as Jay Norris with C. Nick, T-Rel and B. Hicks. So what y'all wanna hear about? Like Hail Marys, they gonna air it out. So kick back and listen, they gonna set it, man. You're gonna be enlightened, and that's on everything. That's on everything. That's on everything. They are here to heal the people like Dr. Sebi, man. That's on everything. They celebrate success, so raise a toast with them and watch the confetti rain. That's on everything. 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 That's on everything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is C. Nick, joined by Jay Norris, B. Hicks, and T. Reed. Welcome to That's on Everything podcast, where we give you everything that you need and none that you don't. And that's on everything.
That's on everything.
That's on everything. What's up, fellas?
What's going on? It's good.
Man, it's good, man. It's a beautiful day. Every day's a blessing. Every day's a blessing. Yo, let's talk about what the people want to hear about. Let's talk about goals, setting goals, and really how you stay motivated. You know, we got motivational speakers, we got business leaders, we got entrepreneurs on the mic. Yo, I gotta know, man, how y'all doing it out there? How y'all making these mountains move? Let me kick it off with T-Rel first. You know, can you talk to the people about, you know, setting goals? And really, too, how do you stay motivated on those goals that you set? I mean, I know we make the New Year's resolutions and all that.
Yeah.
But it got to go deeper than that, baby. Talk to the people.
Man, to me, and I think everybody's is going to be a little bit different based on, you know, what your life goal is, you know, if you will.
Word.
But for me, goals are kind of twofold. You got to have some goals that you can achieve, but then you got to have some really, 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 really big goals to push.
So like a short term and then maybe like a stretch goal.
Absolutely. I mean, and not just in business, because we do that in business too, where we give our, you know, I give my team goals that, you know, to try to push us to continuously improve. But those short-term goals, or those milestones, I call them, that's how you stay motivated, because you're starting to get those wins. You know, if you're telling yourself, like, if you're losing weight, you want to lose 100 pounds, you can't get to 100 unless you can lose 10. So
right.
First,
how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
One bite at a time. So it's setting goals, and I teach SMART goals in my leadership course, where, you know, they're specific, they're measurable, they are, you know, achievable, they are reasonable, and time bound. So it's like you got to set some goals that you can really get to and keep yourself going through that process. Word, and I'm very big, and we'll talk about it here, but I'm very big on, you know, visualization and affirmations.
Well, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Like, do you do a vision board, or are you doing, you know, something on your phone? Can you talk to us about what are you doing that's tangible, that's keeping you motivated? So we'll start with T-Rel, then I'll go to Jay, and we'll get B. Hicks' thoughts on that as well.
Yeah, man, all of the above for me. It's kind of just part of my daily routine, where it's, you know, the journaling, it's the vision board, it's the daily affirmations. I have, you know, kind of on my whiteboard there, my 8 or 9 affirmations that I just kind of speak to myself post meditation, just to keep it at the top of my mind.
So let's break this out real quick.
Yeah, vision board all the time. I keep it in the car, on the phone, in the bathroom, office. It's everywhere.
Hey, T-Rail,
Okay.
let people know, because we keep using this word very loosely, and they may not know what it is or how to make it applicable or apply to them. Affirmations. Go ahead and break that out, because there's a diff. I'm not gonna step on your toes. Go ahead and let them know what affirmation is.
So
Yeah, because it's huge. If you don't know,
and I'm not gonna sit here and recite a Webster's dictionary definition of affirmation, but for me, it's the power of words. It's the words that you put out into the universe that reciprocates back into your life, man. It's,
there you go.
That's what affirmation is for me. And we learned it a long time ago. This journal is dedicated to ego. So so affirmations to me that's like the secret weapon when it comes to goal setting and achieving things.
The action or process of affirming something or being affirmed. There you go, my friend. That's what Webster said.
That's what Webster said.
Yeah.
All right, so Bruce, you're on the
too,
mic, man. No, you got to tell us what your thoughts are now, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll put this out there, man, because words, we talked about that in our last episode, how words cut, because they truly do. And affirmations, they can be positive or negative. So when you say I can't do this, you're affirming to yourself that you are not going to be able to accomplish this goal, right? And now you're speaking it into fruition. So I wake up and I say, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. We're going to knock this out. And then when I'm done, good job. You murdered that. And this is me talking to myself. I don't need a cheerleader, baby. Because when you affirm the positive energy, like T-Rail said, it's going to come back. It's almost like a boomerang. You put I love you out there, you throw it in the universe, it's going to come right back to you. So, yeah, man, affirmations are huge. And once again, we all walk into these offices and you see these eagles that are flying over the whole city. And the affirmation at the bottom is be like an eagle, see, bruh, an affirmation is whatever drives you positively or negatively, right? So if your affirmation is today, I'm going to have a good day. It's just as simple as that. And then what you want to do is you want to map out how, like T-Row was saying. So this year, I'm going to lose 100 pounds. Okay. How do I lose that? Now we're looking at our goals, right? The affirmation is out there. We have the goal. We're going to eat a little better. We're going to buy, Jay Norris's book, Health and Wealth. Maybe he'll show me how to make some lemon loaf. I don't know yet, right? but you're just going to start making these little small step-by-step goals. And the little goals, bouncing off on my man T-Rail said, little goals, man, they hype you up so much, because when you wake up in the morning, you write down 10 things and you get done and you're like, man, I knocked out 8 of them, but what? And it was little stuff.
Word.
Check the mail, clear your inbox. I mean, you cats in the corporate world, I think T-Row and CeeLo had like 600 some emails last week.
Still got emails too.
Daily.
Yeah, about to say, don't stop.
But the piggyback off what you're saying, that and what T-Rail was saying, it's about, like, I like how he put that, because we do it in corporate America all the time, man. You have a quarterly review, whatever, but you set goals, daily goals for yourself. So it starts like B is saying, with those to-do lists. And even if it's, what you're doing on the job or personally, or the honey-do list, like, you kind of know for the week what needs to be accomplished. Then okay, I can't do this all in one day, or, what I'm saying? So let me break it down, and you have your day planned. And just to back up, we were talking about affirmations. One of the gangster affirmations from the movie The Help. Y'all remember? You was kind. You was smart. You was important. Hey, and we laugh at that, but that is very, very powerful. And like Bruce was saying, it's about looking yourself in the mirror and reaffirming that you are smart, you are kind, you are important, you are beautiful, you are, able to do these things that you want to accomplish, because you have to believe it, like they say, if you want to achieve it. You know what I'm saying? So for me, like, just personally, like, I always try to get out of the bed. And as of late, you guys know this, right? Like, I'm trying to get up earlier, number one, so I can have time for me, like, uninterrupted, I like to either listen to music or just take a walk in the morning with the dog. And it's crisp, well, it's hot in Texas, but as of late, it's been it's been a little cool in the morning. So like just that chill, it's dark, like it's soothing. It's a good way to be at peace and arrange your thoughts for the day. And as soon as I hit the door, it's go time. It's time to turn the lights on, get breakfast going, lunch is packed. People get on with your day, go to the gym, get into the office, whatever you're doing. But it's time to rock and roll. And another thing that I've always done and carried with me is music. Music has always been a big part of like starting my day, whether it's like getting in the shower or just the whole morning vibe. Like even my wife is kind of like part of her ritual now. She come like you. I know that she's downstairs because I hear the beatbox come up. Like you already know it's about to go down.
Yeah.
Because it's like I think it was in high school. I went to this concert and this guy was talking about starting your day off positive and just having these positive vibes. So I always try to play something that's positive and uplifting.
Mhm.
Like actually T-Rail played one of the songs that I play almost every morning. Is that he dropped it on the social media, was that Nas, No Bad Energy. It's a mellow beat, it's a great message. And then if you want to be pumped up, like I've been bumping that Jesus is Born, that Father Stretch by Kanye, the little chorus boy.
Oh yeah,
man, that's gonna raise your spirits. So it's like you got to start with success. You got to start with some type of positive attitude, and that always gets me in the right mood to start the day off. And then you can start knocking down like being saying the little things that really add up to big things. So it's brick by brick, like Will Smith was saying in his book. Like he looked like I can't build no wall. And I was like, no,
you can lay a brick.
But you can lay a brick, right? And then he knew he can accomplish anything after that. And I think that's very applicable for us and anybody. So that's my take on it. Jay, let's bring you into the loop, baby. Where do you stand in terms of like setting goals and how do you stay motivated throughout the year or throughout the day?
Most definitely. I think it's the little things, man. And I think, T-Rail hit it on the head with, making sure that your goals are smart. Because that's one thing I talk about in my book, you know what I'm saying? Making sure, they're specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and have a time associated with it. And I think you really have to put those in place for the smaller goals. But then you got to have like them big, crazy dreams.
To push yourself.
Yeah, to push yourself and to really make you uncomfortable, because you're gonna have goals that obviously you can do today, and that's no stretch. That's more so you just managing your time. But then you just got to have that crazy stuff. But I think the main thing with me, man, is just really having the vision and to actually see it and believe it before I actually attain it. I think that's really, really important. Like that vision, because most people can only attain what they see. And that's why exposure is so vital when it comes to when it comes to children, adolescents. You got to have that exposure. So for me, since I've been exposed to certain things, now I have a vision further than where I am now that I'm going to end up. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been exposed to it. So having that vision, keeping yourself exposed to the right people is definitely something that keeps me motivated. But at the same time, like the little stuff, I think I remember reading in an article, maybe it was a post. They said that if you take a plane from New York and point it to Seattle, if you just move it 1 inch to the left, it'll end up in LA. 1 inch, right? So it's the small things that matter. So some of the small things, just like T-Rail. So I got the goals right there. You know what I'm saying? Right there on the basket. I see them every time I come to my desk. Actually, it's on the printer as well to my right. You know what I'm saying? Then I got it in my closet because I'm going there every morning to get dressed. So seeing that stuff, and I know I for one used to believe like a lot of this stuff was like kind of pie in the sky. The whole vision board, the whole affirmation is like la la la. But yo, that stuff subconsciously or unconsciously starts to become who you are. You start to become it. So just like Corey was talking about, getting up early in the morning, was listening to ET. He getting up at 4. I mean, and that was no easy feat. But now I get up at like 3:30 to be at the gym at 4. And people are like 3:30, but of course I'm going to sleep early. I'm still getting my rest, but getting up early so I can be proactive instead of reactive. Because when you have a late start to a day, everything happens.
You're done, son.
You
Murphy
done.
done got in the
There
front
ain't no
seat.
catching up.
Yeah, everything happens that what's that Murphy's law? Everything
Murph,
that
yeah.
can happen
Anything that,
will
yeah,
happen.
will happen. Yeah.
Yo, that
So
Murphy rides shotgun, son.
so to me, starting my day early, like I said, having that time to yourself, going to work out, doing my affirmations. I listen to this YouTube thing that's like 7 hours every time I leave the gym. It's like wealth building affirmations. I'm listening to that, get to the crib, I got my smoothie, what have you. And then on the days I don't go to the gym, I'm meditating. And then, because now I can just kind of clear my thoughts. I can kind of think about, I just let whatever comes to the mind comes to the mind. And usually that's when I get a lot of my good ideas for what I'm going to do on social media or whatever the case may be. So just that, allowing that time for yourself, because I think we get so busy, especially in Western civilization, and in America is just built on, productivity, productivity, productivity. So, we gonna work you to death. You know what I'm saying, in America, if you let us. So I think that you have to have that time to yourself, man, and start there, pour into yourself. Like I said, you can't pour into others until you pour into yourself. It's impossible. That's why they say on the airplane, put your mask on first, then put on somebody else's.
Yeah, I agree with that. And as a leader, you end up needing so much of yourself for your team or for other people. Like, they need your energy, they need your positivity, they need your motivation. So you gotta put that into yourself so that you can, you gotta fill yourself back up. And that's the best time to do it, is during those moments, because Murphy's law, things are going to happen. It's, most of what happens day to day is more so on the negative side. Usually I'm just solving problems or troubleshooting or putting out fires, we like to say. So you got to take that time to build up that, that muscle of, I'm greatness. I'm abundance. I can do all of these things that are within my vision and even beyond that. So to me, it's just super important. And a lot of the other stuff can be solved with a system. You know what I mean? It's like routines will solve a lot of those things. And if you got to use your willpower to do it, then you wasting it. Use your willpower to get through that really hard stuff, the stuff that you can't see. Like, that's what I try to push towards. And using affirmations to affirm the person that deserves the goals that you set. You know what I mean? That's the point of it for me.
Correct.
So let me ask a question with the goals, and T, I'm gonna bring it back to you. When it comes to the goals, now when you set these goals, are you personally holding yourself accountable, or are you looking at, I don't know, financial, success year over year, like you do in corporate America? I heard a great quote from like Kobe Bryant. He was talking about, I made a deal with myself, and once I made that deal, he's like, there is no turning back. Whatever, I'm gonna make 100 shots or I'm gonna score so many points. Whatever that deal was to myself, he was like, there is no turning back. So he kind of wrote that contract with himself to make sure he was pushing those goals. I mean, that's a high level of accountability for one to have. I mean, we're talking about one of the GOATs, but everybody don't have that in them. So I guess my question to come back to you is, how do you, when you set these goals, are you just like internally able to push forward, or are you putting stuff on paper like, okay, in this quarter, I want to make so much money, and then, I came close, I'm good? Or are you not happy unless you meet that goal or surpass it?
I mean, everything is measured. So and let me separate the business goals from the personal goals. The personal goals have nothing to do with a dollar amount, anything tangible. It's just about being better every single day, being my very best, giving whatever my gift is to the world at my full capacity. And all of all the spoils that come with that, right? But on the business side, every single thing is measured. So we get, you know, almost a daily update on where we are against that, and then we get to make adjustments. So I got three rules in my house. They're on the other board. I'm big on it because I got this stuff written all over the place. The kids know. But the first one is always be productive. Second one is raise your sense of urgency. And the third one is make adjustments, not excuses. And as long as we living by that every single day, we're gonna get to where we are. And the goals we don't always hit the goal. You know what I mean? We set these goals at whatever point of the year, if it's New Year's, if it's your birthday, if it's the start of the school year, you know, you start, and what you see is when you got your head down and you just in it, stuff starts falling off and you didn't even realize it. And you look up a year later and it's like, man, I got to reset because I hit this, I didn't hit that. And then you just reset from there. So as far as holding myself accountable, yeah, I'm accountable especially to the business goals because we measure every single day, but accountable to myself in the fact that, you know, I got to get up and have this same conversation that I had with my children every day on the way to school.
All right.
You know, what type of folks are we going to be today? That's every.
I like that. I like that. I like the rules too. And I'm gonna go to Jay next, but real quick, the one follow up for UT. So, yo, you need to put that on the T-shirt. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about them 3 rules, baby.
The house rules.
Merch is coming. You know what I'm saying? Y'all stay tuned.
Look, it's right there. Oh, you can't really see it on the camera, but yeah, it's
yeah, we got it.
Oh, you laminated it too.
Oh, laminated.
Always be productive, raise your sense of urgency, make adjustments, not excuses.
Oh, that's awesome.
House
let's get
rules.
that on the T-shirt, baby. Coming to y'all.
In the car, it's in the bathroom. My staff knows it. It's up in some of the stores because they've adopted it. You know,
it's like Miss Crowley at Everett. She gave us some 2 rules. You never forget them boys.
Yeah, very, very simple and easy to apply in almost any situation, man. So,
all right, quick follow up, and then we'll go to Jay. Because you talked about, you know, maybe not always even getting the goal, but what are your thoughts about getting close and looking back? I'm like, this is what I learned, and this is how I grew from it. And when you say a part of it is really the journey, and not always just accomplishing per se goal,
I think that's probably the biggest piece of it is appreciating every single moment of the journey. You know, you either gonna win or you're gonna learn. And those are the only 2 options. You either win or you learn. So
I like that, baby.
Appreciate the lesson and move on to what's next. It may not be what you thought it was at the beginning, but you got what your path led you to. And that's
word up.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So Jay, coming your way, man, on accountability. How do you make that deal with yourself? Is it just internal fortitude, or is there another way, you know, you hold yourself accountable?
I think like putting myself in a position where there's no turning back is what
you living raw. You live raw.
Like
ain't no plan B.
Like there you go. I believe in myself so much, and like you said, with the whole Kobe thing, like with that mentality, it's extremely rare. And that's why the motivation is like $1 billion industry, and ET can get 50 grand to 100,000 a speech, is because motivation is like a haircut. It's tight for the moment, but then you're gonna need some more in about 2 more weeks.
Message.
you're gonna need another one, and
tighten me up,
and they here to give it to you day in and day out. You know what I'm saying? So when I say like I'm putting myself in the position, kind of like you know, like with me pursuing being a full-time entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying? I'm just not leaving corporate America to pursue something that, you know, my passion is, like, it's on me. Like my goal is to have my wife doing what she wants to do, not what she has to do. My goal is to expose my children, you know, to a life where they have, you know, options. And I know that that's all on me. You know what I'm saying? And I welcome that responsibility because I know I can do it. You know what I mean? So, you know, so when it comes to just keeping myself accountable, one of the things I love to do is travel. And like Bruce say, like you gotta reward yourself, whether it's on a small level, big level, whether you just saying yourself great job or you knocked out the list. But so I love to travel. So it's like, yo, we finna head to the beach. Like that's one of the things. And it's also therapy for me because now I get to disconnect from the world. I get to relax. I just get to enjoy the family. Cause sometimes, and I've said this to my wife, is like sometimes we just have to remove ourselves from a familiar environment so we can really enjoy each other. Cause like when you in the house, it's cool and we have plenty of nice, wine, you know what I'm saying, watch some, whatever show we watching. But in order for us to, but at the same time, it's like you got to snap right back out of that because we got to get the kids stuff ready. We got,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, we got this tomorrow, we got this tomorrow. But when you can go on vacay,
Hmm.
tomorrow is another day where I ain't got to worry about Nathan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I get to really decompress. So doing those is kind of like my reward / therapy. And that's needed. And it's like those things regenerate, you know what I'm saying, rejuvenate rather. Me, it kind of helps me um focus on what the next reward is gonna be. Like, okay, yeah, this resort is nice, but I want the water bungalows, you know what I'm saying, with the butler and all that. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, well, let me get back to this grind because next year we doing this. Or if I seen somebody, you know what I'm saying? So that's what kind of keeps me motivated because to me, like ain't the real flashy type. I love cars, I love material stuff like everybody else. But to me, the reward is really, and as you get older, you know what I'm saying, you stop necessarily chasing money and you start chasing what matters. And
Freedom.
you know what I'm saying? Which yeah, you took it right out of my mouth. You start chasing freedom. And freedom doesn't necessarily have a multi-million dollar tag associated with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's all subjective, and you may need you may need 10 million to do what you need to do, but you may only need a quarter of a million. You may only need 100,000. It really just depends. So the freedom thing, when I stopped chasing money and started chasing freedom, that's when I started chasing my passion. That's when I started realizing what was really important, like spending time with my family and things of that nature. So now, once I put my energy and focus towards the right things, the money's gonna come. It's like I ain't even
Word.
worried about the money. You know what I'm saying? That's just so that's what I be on, and I'm it ain't nothing like I kind of got that Kobe, that Mamba mentality because it ain't nothing that I'm gonna say I'm gonna do and I ain't gonna do it. Like you ain't like I'm super competitive. Like you want to do push-ups, you want to run. Like I don't even like running, but if we start running, well, you finna lose. You know what I'm saying?
Take
That's
these
just
L's.
that's how it's gonna be, and that's just the mentality that I've adopted over the years because I got to get it, man.
Yeah.
Because I want I
Word.
want
Word.
freedom. I want freedom more than I want security.
Yeah. Well,
I
if you
can dig
chase
it.
money, it's never gonna be enough, anyways.
Yeah, never gonna be enough.
It
Never
ain't
gonna be
never gonna
enough.
be enough.
Yeah.
But freedom can be unlimited.
Word. All right, let's bring in my boy B Hicks. What say you, B Hicks? Accountability. How you rocking with that, baby?
Um, and I'll be brief because I definitely want to hear your point because I like this is what you do. This is your lane. Like this cat, y'all don't know, but Corey is calculating. You know what I'm saying? It's cat. He wears hat backwards, but he's always thinking forward. Just so y'all know. You know what I mean?
Look at
So accountability, man. It's for me. It's knowing I grew up extremely, extremely poor, right? So accountability for me is knowing that my family has everything they need. If my daughter wants to do something and wife comes to me like, hey, this is what we doing. Well, if it ain't in that account, then you need to let me know tonight because I gotta go get some more. Because I'm looking for, like y'all said, that freedom. I want my family to have the freedom to do whatever. And so my accountability is truly, I mean, I've even told y'all this every time I go to the closing, right? That's my accountability. If I haven't been to the closing table in a while, what are you doing wrong? Right? Because this is second nature to me, what I do. So, like I said, that's why I make my goals very small. And then I have those extravagant ones that I share with you all. But those small ones are what get me to there. So as long as I've done these and I can see that I crossed them off, bro, we're gonna get there. But when I don't get there, then that's when, you know what I mean, I'm always adjusting my shot group. Because a lot of us, we put our goals out there and we shotgun blast them. And I'll wrap this up so that we can hear from C. So think of a target, right? When you shoot out shotguns, boom, it's a big mess all over the wall. You want to be more of an accurate shot. You want to see your goal,
Sniper.
shoot and snipe, right? And even if it's not a bullseye, I'm on the target.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of shotgun blasting where one is here and 10 are down here.
Machine gun, just
Yeah, it's fun. The concussion of it all.
Ain't nothing
All the
getting hit,
smoke
though.
clears, you like,
yeah, ain't nothing getting hit.
you
You
ain't hit
all
nothing.
over the place.
Yep. And because you went so reckless with it, I used to train people how to shoot. Because you went so reckless with it, you don't know whether, like Jay said, you were an inch left or an inch right. You meant Seattle, but you ended up in Canada or LA, right? So even when I was a trainer, you shot once to see where it is. Then you shoot 2 times. Now you're looking where these 2 are. Then you back off and shoot 1. Then you come back and you shoot 2. And you come back and now you zeroed in, right? That's what you want to do. You want to do something, come back, assess, go back, make changes, come back, assess, make the changes, and then, you're good. So accountability for me is, making money, man. But I would love to hear from this Castillo. Accountability for you, man, because personally, I mean, you chilling, baby. Professionally, you know what I mean?
What you talking about? I go to work every day, son.
He said, what you talking about?
This dude's
I
schedule
work
is
every day,
pretty
son.
dope. This dude
I
this dude get to play basketball every morning. Oh shit! I probably shouldn't say that on the podcast. Probably shouldn't say that.
No, I mean,
NBA 2K.
For me, I mean, I'm a type of person, like, in terms of just like being accountable. Like, that's why I loved ET so much, because he was so raw and in your face. And I listened to a lot of his messages still, whether it be through music or like, the glide, hearing y'all talk about specific situations. So like, I always thrive off of that pure, 100 feedback, somebody keeping it real with you, giving you the good and the bad, and then allowing you to look in the mirror and say, do you smell that? Or can you see that? Because I love that. I mean, I know it's a cliche, but it is what it is. So, you have to make a choice to be better every day. And that's in terms of motivation and mantra, like that's what I'm really always pushing towards. I don't claim to be the smartest, the fastest, the quickest, but like Jay was saying, I'm competitive. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make things happen. Like Bruce was saying, to piggyback off you, in terms of humble upbringing and beginnings, very humble and appreciative and very grateful for what I do have, but knowing that this is not the end. Mm-hmm. So I'm always reflective. Like, I know the New Year's resolutions and all that stuff. I love the idea that the visualization that Jay and T talked about, and vision boards, and we've done that a couple times. But for me, it's like I love to reflect. So if it's just looking at us in high school or looking at 5 years ago, that's like, we talked about measurement. So it's like, did you grow?
Yeah.
And you got to ask yourself that question. You know what I'm saying? Because I think some people can see it, and it's good to get that feedback. So when y'all tell me certain things, oh man, I see you doing this, da. But because the world sees us totally different from how we see ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
So it's like, that's why it's important to have that feedback and talk to your spouse, talk to your boys or your circle, whoever it is, because you might be like, for Bruce, for example, Bruce is out here. He's a giant. He's out here killing the game, and he might think, man, I ain't even got started yet. True. You see what I'm saying? So he's extra hard on himself in terms of accountability and, where he wants to be. Because like Jay was saying, he's already painted this picture of this kingdom, and he already know, the next house is the last house, or, the car is going to be this, or this is going to be paid off, or this asset is going to pay for the next asset. It's just a domino effect. So for me, it's just hearing that constant, iron sharpen iron conversation. And having those examples in my life, whether it's you all or, other people that I meet, I've had managers that have been very candid and be like, look, man, you smart, you do this and that, and I can tell, but you're not like unleashing your full potential. For somebody to call you out like that, it's not like, I'm saying it's like, it's not bad. It's like constructive criticism.
Yeah, it's that gut check. Like, okay, maybe I do need to step it up.
Right. Because you can, it's easy. Like y'all was saying, like I work from home, so it's easy to be in the chill mode. And then you wake up and you be like, yo, you kind of fat and nasty right now, Shen. Or, you overspent this month on this and that. You need to get this back in the check. And what happened to, this goal? You just kind of let it just sit there. You put a pin in it. Let's get it going, baby. You know what I'm saying? I almost spent this yak on this $200 suit.
Well, I think that's the biggest part of having a network or an environment that pushes you. You know what I mean? That doesn't allow you to sit back and get comfortable. Like, I'm looking at y'all cats every day. Like, okay, man, I can be a better dad. I can be a better husband. I can be a better leader. I can be, I can invest these dollars differently. I can, all these things I can do because I can see it in my brothers every single day. Like, man, because y'all cats are greatness, right? And that inspires it inspires the hell out of me. So it's dope. That's all the accountability I need. Like, looking at y'all.
Word up. Iron sharpens iron. We say it all the time. So very thankful, man, for you brothers in the glide and this podcast, man. It's been a great journey. On that note, we're gonna put a pin in it. We're gonna end it right here on this episode. Until next time. This is C Nick, B Hicks, J No, T Reed. You know what I'm saying? That's On Everything podcast, giving you everything that you need and none that you don't. And that's on everything.
That's on everything.
That's on everything. That's dope.